guys, it is the Turtle Girl. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to be cleaning my canister filter for the first time in a long time. And so for some backstory on this, in my 75-gallon turtle tank with my Eastern painted turtle Nemo, it is being filtered by a canister filter, a Cascade, Penplax Cascade 1000. I'll link it in the description below. It's been running very, very well, and it's the filter that I've had on this tank since I set it up. But I haven't cleaned it in a while, and mostly that's because it's sitting underneath the tank stand, and so I'm not always looking at it and saying, oh my gosh, that looks dirty, I should probably clean it, because, you know, out of sight, out of mind. Now, the filter has still been working very well. I've been doing my water changes, so nitrates, ammonia, whatever is still fine, but sometimes you have to just get out all the gunk out of there and keep it fresh and keep it clean. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I hope that by showing you how to clean my canister filter, maybe it might help someone, I don't know. But it's going to be kind of gross, so fair warning of that. But let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so first things first, what I'm going to do is do a small water change. I'm just taking water from the tank so that I can then use this tank water to clean out the filter, so that is the first thing I do. But first, actually no, the first thing I do is turn off the whatever it's called. I shut off the filter. Hello! Alright, so I apologize for the low light, which is why it's poor quality, but it's because we're underneath the tank and it's kind of dark. Anyways, so what we're going to do now is go ahead and unplug this filter and unscrew the tubes so that we have better access to it while we clean out. Also, this tank stand has two doors, which is why I'm underneath it. So like you're looking through one door on the side and I'm looking through this door. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this filter clean. So you see here, we've got the filter, and we've got the bucket. And what I'm gonna do is take the lid off of this. Now usually this here actually unscrews, but I was having a difficulty unscrewing it, and so I didn't unscrew it. I just took the intake tubes and all. Also, excuse the airplanes that are rude and decided to fly over exactly as I'm filming, because they were not flying over 10 minutes ago, but now they are. Anyway, so we are gonna go ahead and take the lid off of this filter, and the neighbors are probably looking at me like I'm crazy. Oh, there's another one driving past. Wow, this is not awkward at all. Hi, friends. Okay. This is stressful. Anyway, let's get started before my battery dies. So, taking the lid off of this. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set that over to the side. Alright, so you see here we have 3 buckets. 1, 2, 3. That's actually not a bucket, that's a filter. But you can see, this is absolutely disgusting. All the gunk has slowly permeated its way to the top. We're going to clean it out. So we have a thing of tank water here. We have the other bucket here for the media, where we're going to put it for now until we can clean it out. And the filter. So what we're going to go ahead and do is just slowly remove all there is of this. Do not lose any of the small pieces, because you will need these. And we are just going to go ahead and put the media over there, and then proceed to take out each layer. You take this, bang it on the ground, or the side of your bucket. Now your bucket's dirty, but we can rinse that off later. And you put this in there. And you'll shake out the media in here. Try to get most of the gunk to stay inside. Each layer. I should not be wearing a shirt I like for this. I totally did not even think about that. But we're doing it anyway, because we're smart. I'm gonna take this, rinse it down here first. Look at how beautifully tasty this looks. This is where all the sludge is at, guys. I'm gonna go bang this out on the concrete. Would you like to come with? Alright, so I am editing this, and I just wanted to jump in here really quick and say that this next part is really, really gross. So Fair warning, you can't say that I didn't tell you this was gonna be gross. If you don't want to see me hitting out the filter media onto the concrete and it being all sludgy and nasty, you can skip to this time stamp. But I just really quickly also want to say why I actually was hitting it out on the concrete, because I realized I never explained that actually in the video clip. So basically why I was hitting it out on the concrete was because I just found that was the most effective way to get the sludge out of it, other than like literally running a hose and shooting water through the media. And I don't want to do that because I don't want to kill the beneficial bacteria that's supposedly living in there. So that's why I hit the sludge out onto the concrete. But anyways, continuing the video, you have been warned. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is just bang out as much gunk as I can onto the concrete, because this is gross. Really gross. So and now you see it is much cleaner. Follow me. Now, as you can imagine, this is now clean. I will put this into the tank water where all this other stuff is. And this lovely gunk is actually very probably nutritious for your garden and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour this where it can feed my plants. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so now what we have here is our dirty media that still needs to be probably rinsed out some more, and a clean bucket. All of the clean media, once we rinse it out, is going to go in there. First, I usually do the baskets because those are the easiest to clean out. Sometimes they just usually have a little bit of gunk sitting in them, and so I'll just scoop it up, get it out, clean, go into the clean bucket. Next up, we have pot scrubbies. These are actually just from the dollar store, but they have a lot of surface area, which is why they make some good filter media, biological media. These I put in the top layer of the canister filter, but we gotta rinse them out first. So next up here we have lava rock. This lava rock is actually what I use for my biological media because it has so many little pores in it, but those pores sometimes can get a little bit dirty. So I just put it here, shake it out a bit, make sure that everything looks mostly clean, and then go ahead and put this into the clean bucket. Oh, another pot scrubby. We also do have a bag of carbon in here. Honestly, I don't think carbon does too much in a turtle tank, really. It's supposed to absorb chemicals. I believe that's why you have carbon. But we just put it in here because it also provides some surface area for beneficial bacteria. And because I have space in the canister filter, let's be real. So, we're going to go ahead and rinse this out. You can see there's some gunk. In here, we also have some like pillow filler. It's like the stuffing, but this is what I actually use for my fine filter media. But as you can see, it has been pretty gunked up. So usually I will just actually throw this entire thing away and get a fresh piece that I would put in. But now let's go ahead, now that everything is clean, we can go ahead and reconstruct the canister filter. Now what I'm going to do is, you see we have all of this mostly dirty water, and that the canister filter still has a little bit of particles here, like on the edge and stuff. So what I'm going to do is pour a little bit of water from in here into the canister filter in order to swish it around and then get it clean. Alright, now with the canister filter compartment all cleaned out, we can now reconstruct the filter, and I'll walk you through that with what I have here in my canister filter. Alright, so first off I start with some not super dense mechanical media. This is just a filter pad. I actually got this from a pawn store, and I got like a whole thing of it, and then I was able to cut it to size. So this is pretty porous, so it lets some of the debris through. It's not too fine, so it doesn't get clogged up too quickly. And so we're gonna go ahead and just put this in the first basket. And this is our first basket of media, which is going to go here at the bottom of the canister filter. And then next up here we have our biological media, which I'm going to add. I'm adding this next because it is still a little bit more porous. So what we have is the lava rock, which has lots of surface area for beneficial bacteria to grow, as well as some plastic pot scrubbies. So we're going to go ahead and stick this at the bottom, making sure that this hole lines up with the hole in the bottom there. You see that hole? We're going to line it up. Make sure it nestles in there nice and fits well. And then finally, for the third stage, we have quilt batting actually to finally polish off and really filter out those finer particles. And underneath that, we have the carbon. And so those are the stages that my filter goes through. And so I will just put this on the top, nestle it in, make sure it fits. I will put this lid on. Oh, and this goes like this. I have my O-ring that will connect the tube at the bottom. And then you can see on the lid here that this hole here is what attaches to this down here. And so I'll put this in. Make sure it's fitting snugly. Close it up. And we've got a clean canister filter. We just got to attach it back to the tank. So that is how I do it. Alright, so lighting sucks, I know, but next what we're going to do is prime the filter, which basically means filling it with water before we turn it on so that the motor will be able to run and we can start the filter again and be done. Well, actually not done because we have to put more water back into the tank, but almost done. Alright, moment of truth. Gonna go ahead and plug in the filter. It is totally normal for your filter to make squeaky noises when you first get it set up. Okay, let me move this. It's totally normal for your filter to make squeaky noises because that's the air bubbles getting out of the filter. Usually it'll make some noise after it starts up. Also, it is also normal for your tank to be a bit cloudy after you first change the water, so that is nothing to be worried about. That should clear up within a day or so, and then your filter will be clean and continue to run smoothly. So, we'll come back and check in on this in a couple hours and see how it looks. Alright, so it is actually the next day. You can see that the tank has now cleared up. The cichlids are out and about, and that's actually because Nemo is down there eating. Oh, you can't see him. There he is. Okay, so while Nemo is eating his lunch, dinner, I guess, I don't know. But you can see the tank is now cleared up and the filter's clean. We've also got a Zis filter running back there, which is really awesome. And yeah, so that's how I clean it out. Clean out the canister filter, and now we have a clean tank and a turtle who is eating. Say bye, Nemo. Say bye. Alright, so that's how I clean the canister filter. I am sure that Nemo appreciates having a clean filter. Maybe he doesn't even know the difference, honestly, I don't know. But that's how I do it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to drop a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next Friday. Have a totally awesome day. Bye-bye.